So good afternoon and welcome to Tea Time with Jane. I've got my cup of tea and you'll notice behind me that I'm sitting in our box corner at the gym. What am I going to talk about today? Well, I've got a question to ask you. It's not going to be a very long session today with me, so don't worry. In fact, you may not even get to your cup of tea, so it may be worth you just having a cold drink instead. It is particularly warm, so a cold drink may be the answer. However, the question that I want to ask you is along the lines of what conversations do you have in your head, or maybe verbalised, with yourself about yourself? I'll give you a wee moment to have a think about that. What conversations do you have in your head or out with yourself about yourself? How do you refer to yourself when you have those conversations? Do you view yourself negatively, or do you use positive words about yourself? I've done my fair share of referring to myself in very negative terms. I still probably do my fair share of referring to myself negatively, referring to my abilities negatively, and actually downplaying myself quite considerably. We've had an interesting experience recently here at the gym with our wonderful coaching team, where we were asked individually to describe ourselves, describe our character and our personalities, and then we had to sit for what was actually quite an uncomfortable 5 or 10 minutes as we listened to what our fellow coaches and team members thought of us, what they viewed or how they viewed our personality, and what they viewed our strengths to be within the gym. And you know what? I left that meeting thinking, why don't we do this all the time? Why don't we do this for one another all the time? Because each one of us left that room after quite a hot, uncomfortable hour or so, feeling incredibly encouraged, edified, built up, supported and liked. So I'll ask again, what or how do you refer to yourself when you're thinking about yourself, when you're talking about yourself to yourself? Do you use positive words? Do you view yourself negatively? Do you consider yourself to have strengths and qualities that other people actually do draw upon and rely upon? How is this even relevant to CrossFit Waimakariri? How is this even relevant for a fitness wellbeing coach to ask that question? Because I'm telling you, it will have an effect on how you perform when you come into the gym. It will have an effect on how you view the barbell on the ground as you go to lift it up. It will have an effect on how many rounds you'll get when you see the AMRAP that's on the board, the workout that's on the board. Whether you consider yourself to be defeated before you started. Whether you can encourage yourself partway through a workout where you're feeling absolutely exhausted and you look around you and you see other people still going. Can you encourage yourself from deep within and dig in and say, you've got this, you can do this, keep going, you can make it to the end? Or do you start with I can't actually do this, I can't do this anymore, I'm far too tired, I can't do it, I'm not strong enough? What words do you use? What phrases do you use? How do you view yourself? How do you refer to yourself when you're thinking about yourself, talking to yourself? Do you encourage, build up, support? Or are you the first person to tear yourself down? It needs to change. It needs to be positive. We need to hear a lot more affirmation of ourselves by ourselves. Next time I ask that question, I hope that you'll find 1 or 2 things that you view positively about yourself.